Right guys, LPocket77 here, and this video will be another part of my player review series. You should be able to see I've got a nicer looking graphic now than the plain and boring one I had before, so I hope you like that. I'd also like to mention that Inform Arizala received the most votes from the first episode of my Playing With series, so look out for the next episode on Wednesday. So anyway, today we'll be looking at what I believe to be two similar players. The first of these will be Inform Victor Moses, the left wing up from Wigan. He's currently going for about the same on both the Xbox and the PS3, which is sort of 120 to 140k. I'll show you his in-game stats next and quickly talk about him as a player on his own, as I have no gameplay for him, which could be an indication as to whether I enjoyed using him. Firstly, his in-game stats to me looked pretty poor, and that was a good representation of him in game. He was poor. When you look at left wingers from the English Premier League, you're looking at Scott Sinclair and Drenthe, who I'll show you next. You can get these two for a fraction of the price of Inform Moses, and honestly they're so much better. So this will lead on to the player we're going to compare Victor Moses to, and that is Drenthe. He's also a left winger and plays for Everton on loan from Real Madrid, and he costs about 30 to 40k on both the Xbox and PS3. I built a simple sort of Eredivisie / Dutch silver team to use him in, but it'll easily fit into any English Premier League team. I used him for quite a few games, and honestly Inform Moses is nothing compared to Drenthe. If we look at their in-game stats, I'd probably say they're quite similar players, apart from the only difference of Moses being right-footed with 4-star skills and Drenthe left-footed with 3-star skills, which in all honesty, if you've seen him play in real life, I'm confused as to why he isn't 4-star skills. If you were to compare the two players in-game stats though, Drenthe's are so much better, he's so much faster, a lot more aggressive, and his shooting is explosive compared to Moses, whose shots barely reach the goal for me. So there should be gameplay coming up in just a second, and you'll be able to see just why I think Drenthe is so good. The reason I'm comparing these two is because 1, I've already reviewed Scott Sinclair, and 2, both Moses and Drenthe are really similar players in FIFA as they're small yet strong wingers. Cost is a big issue when it comes to Inform Moses. Why spend 130k when you can buy Drenthe, who will sometimes cost you 100k less and is arguably better? When it comes to shooting, Drenthe is better in every single situation. Inform Moses for me could do little but finesse shots, and even then they wouldn't go in. Drenthe on the other hand is a monster. I don't know where we're up to with the gameplay, but he did score a few amazing long shots, 2 of them being almost identical and in the same game. I found his power shots to be pretty consistent. To be honest, Drenthe is one of those players where you never have to think about finessing it. The power shot will get the job done every single time. I did mention them both being strong wingers, with Inform Moses' strength in the low 80s and Drenthe's aggression being just as high, but Moses was easily shoved off the ball. The same can't be said about Drenthe. With his high attacking and defensive work rates, he's perfect. He'll drop back and defend, win the ball and charge forward. Sometimes this was a bit of a problem though, as he wasn't always in the right position to counter-attack, but most of the time it was fine. The only thing that Moses really had that was of any use was his dribbling, which on the card was about 84 I think. Drenthe's is a lot lower, but it didn't matter, I'd still prefer to use Drenthe. We may as well also mention pace. Moses seemed a little sluggish when I used him, and I wasn't always able to get away from the last man. Drenthe was the opposite, as he's so fast. He's not quite as fast as Scott Sinclair, but he's close, and with a lot of people on FIFA, pace is a must and somewhat a criteria for each player in their team. You'll have probably guessed the verdict on this one. Is Inform Moses worth the price? No, definitely not. I bought mine for 140k back when he was out in packs and sold him after a few games for 155k, a 15k profit, which I was happy to take just to get rid of him. We also have Drenthe here for a price of 30 to 40k. He's amazing. If you want a faster, more skillful player, Scott Sinclair is the player for you, but if you want a beast who'll drive the defenders with a powerful shot, then go and buy Drenthe and you won't regret it. Hope this helped a few people out, and hopefully it'll help you to stop wasting your coins on Inform Moses. In next week's player review, I'll probably look at doing Inform Didavi and someone else, so as always leave your suggestions in the comments. Thanks for watching, cheers.